All right, guys. Here we go. We have the EZA details. This is LR hit and got Goku, as expected. Um, I think we are going to see Tech Kefla's EZA during the celebration as well. But remember, we still have several weeks for this, right? Like, I call this an EZA week, which is just kind of like the main content would be like an EZA for a character. But we're also going to get an Extreme Super Battle Road stage, Legendary Freeze event missions. There's going to be Goku Day stuff, which we'll see. It's probably just going to be content. I mean, I think if like there was a lot of people were asking for maybe like the Goku and Gohan, the Super Saiyans from the Cell games, right? The Yellow Queen LR from 3 years ago. Maybe as a Goku Day EZ. I don't think so, but I mean we'll see, I guess. And then there's going to be a world tournament as well. So later on tonight, we are going to have, I think, a pretty massive data download actually dropping. Next week will be the LR. Maybe there'll be an ECA as well. And then there's still going to be another week after that part of this celebration, right? And then the week of the 30th, that is going to be the next Dokkan Fest after this celebration. So we still have this week, next week, and then the week after, related to the Golden Week celebration. Now, Hit and God Goku, this is a pretty popular character. I've been surprised seeing how excited people are. I was looking at their kit the other day, and it's like, man, I don't know. I could see this being a wonky EZA. Dokkan this year, I mean, they release more EZAs than ever. Just constant EZAs. And most of them have at least been pretty solid. Right, it's really the only I think true just horrible is the STR LR Kaioken Goku. I think it's really bad. Let's see what we got here. All right, so LR hit and got Goku. 5 key, 200% attack and defense at the start of turn. Okay, and then here we don't even need this one. And then 20% damage reduction start of turn. So we're going to have damage reduction. That's good. Attacks are guaranteed to hit. Okay, I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but, I mean, occasionally bosses dodging can be annoying. They have an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super and a high chance to dodge. So it's like their basic effects used to just be this. Now they got dodge. They got all types of stuff. Right? This, all actually just in any slot now. If HP is 67% or more, 10% damage reduction. That gets them up to 30%. Not the craziest, but I guess in slot 2 or 3, maybe it will be useful. When attacking, they get 67% attack and defense, and they disable enemy guard. I've never really found disable enemy guard to be really much of a worthwhile skill. As first or second attacker in the turn, 6 key, 160% attack and defense. That's pretty good. 16% dodge. And 16% damage reduction. So, what is that? That's potentially 56% damage reduction? No, 46% damage reduction. So, 46% damage reduction and 66% chance to dodge. I mean, that's definitely not going to fly in slot 1. Now remember, this character, by the way, they are not on Kaioken Goku's team. They're not on his team. And, I mean, they are on Hits. And, I mean, if we look at their best linking partners, it's Hit. So this is more so a character that's going to be paired up with Hit rather than Blue Kaioken Goku. For every attack received or evaded. Okay, I do like that. That's good. That's good. This is a new thing we've got nowadays where they let you either eat it or dodge it and you get the buffs. I think that's pretty fire. So that's 20% attack up to 100%. Then as the third attacker in the turn, 7 key, 170% attack, guaranteed additional super, and an attack break. Okay. But the dodge and damage reduction is only in slot 1 or 2. And then for every attack performed as a third attacker in the turn, 20% defense up to 100%. Uh-huh. I am not the most optimistic here. Huh. I mean, we'll see. Let's keep going. What else do we have? Super attack effect. Okay, so they're 12 key. 50% attack and defense for 1 turn. Colossal damage. Great chance to stun the enemy. So they went up to 50% and 70%. Okay, what's the 18 key? Oh, it's 50% for 4 turns. Mega colossal damage and a 70% chance to stun. I don't know. I don't know if I'm... So they have 200% there. Then they get this when attacking. I think they could have some nice stats, but... Man. I mean, there's a lot of dodge on them. And we're in an era right now of a lot of dodge canceling. Right? Dodge canceling is a major thorn in the side for some of these fights. Now remember, this character does also have their active skill, which gives them the permanent 13% attack and defense in battle. We can do this after they super 3 times, and their HP is 76% or less. So, I mean, so like the fight starts and we float them. And then maybe turn 4, they show back up, we pop their active. I'm going to want to see what their stats are looking like. I'm not really too sure. I don't necessarily think they're going to be the worst ever. Because really, what makes LR Kaioken so ineffective to me is the inconsistency for that character, right? Like, needing STR orbs for defense is just absurd. Absolutely ridiculous. This character, I mean, we've got dodge built in. Man, yeah. So, I mean, this is a character, the spirit of the unit is the same with this shit. I wish that we had in slot 3 as well. This 16% dodge, 16% damage reduction. I mean, turn of power, experienced fighters, cool judgment, infighter, shocking speed, fierce battle, legendary power. I mean, cold judgment and shocking speed we're both gonna have with hit, right? Which are both a decent amount of defense there. But we'll see. We'll see. I don't think I like them, but additional. I mean, they are going to be able to quad super in slot 3. Damn, yeah, that 160% defense, man. That's for real, only in slot 1 or 2. Oof. I just I don't know. Like, if we had, if this and this were swapped, I think I'd like them better. This feels more like a slot 3-ish character to me than like a slot 2 or a slot 1. So I think if they had all that defensive ability in slot 3, I'd like them better. I was talking about this, remember, character that has to be in slot 3, oftentimes not the biggest deal, because that's where you're going to put your weakest characters anyway. So those types of abilities aren't really a problem. But slot 1 and slot 2 abilities, I mean, are. Because if we're in a tough fight, I mean, if we're in, the red zone, blue Goku fight, yeah, dude, this fight is going to be tough for this character for sure. But then again, that fight is actually kind of tough for hit too. So, all right, we'll see. I'm not too sure. I think my fears about this character were correct. Just seeing this, there is hope in the future. I mean, not, for potential other characters, because I do just want to point out that this guy did change quite. Like, he had first 10 turn buffs, and then they super easy'd him, and then he got, when a lot of his buffs went to when attacking, when receiving an attack. So they, for the most part, I would argue, changed the spirit of this character. So that whole kind of like thing, I guess has a chance to not always be accurate, but yeah, all right. We'll see, Chad. I'm not, I don't know. I'm not very optimistic though. I'm sorry. I mean, it's LR. Oh. Let me look at Hal's calcs. Let's take a look here. Hold on. All right, here we go. Some calcs here. So let's see what we got. Without support, with 2 supers, 1.2, 1.8. I mean, that's pretty good. Because 1.8 early on would put them in range to be able to tank like a lot of normals pretty comfortably, and then they would also have the dodge. In slot 3, because they get 3 supers, they get up to 2 million. Yeah, that's... I do like that. Like, once they're like 2 million raw defense, plus, some damage reduction, some dodge, that's not bad. Yeah, because it's like they get that. Okay. Full build up in slot 2, 3 million. Okay. With an SA effect sack, that's their 18 keys, the 4 turns. 3.6. So slot 2. Okay, so I mean, this would be pretty deep in the fight. Well, okay. This 3.6 right there, at minimum, would be turn 9. Is the earliest you could do that. Because if you start them out in turn 1, you float them, they can attack 4 times. So they're 1 shy of their build-up. Then they show back up on turn 4. You are able to attack, you fully build them up, and they show up in turn 7. Turn 7 is the earliest you could see this 3.6 right here. It's a turn 7 defensive stat. Or the 3.9, excuse me. Sorry. Looking at these defensive numbers, though, I mean, they look like they should be comfortable against a lot of normals. Which I'm not saying it tongue in cheek, because they also have dodge. Like, they would have dodge for supers. Dodge for supers, but they able to tank all normals. I don't dodge or die on a super, but you could tank all normals comfortably is not a problem, right? That's not an issue. Okay. And this is with them next to int hit, so that's not like, okay. Yeah, I do feel better looking at this. I do. Fight starts, float them off, then they come back. I mean, we are going to need to pop the active skill too, which is going to need a little bit of RNG, because we are going to have to take some damage, but okay. I mean, we'll see. It doesn't look like normals will be a threat to this character. Which is the big thing, because then dodge, we could just dodge if a super, like a stray super attack would be aimed at them. So let me know what you guys think of EZA, LR, Hit, and God Goku. Again, remember that this will be the main EZA this week. We're also going to get World Tournament EZAs, but then we should be seeing, probably Tech Kefla EZA at some point during the celebration as well. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.